right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle something that, well, a lot of us really value. It's this idea that our deep-seated need to help and heal everyone around us is, a pure good. But what if it's not exactly empathy? What if it's something else entirely, just wearing a disguise? And boom, there it is. This is really the heart of what we're digging into today. I mean, that's a pretty intense thought, isn't it? The idea that what feels like our biggest strength might actually be a pattern that's keeping everyone, including ourselves, completely stuck. So that brings us to our first section, the empath's trap. Now, if you're someone who thinks of yourself as a sensitive person, a natural helper, you've probably noticed something. The whole self-help world loves to put you on a pedestal, right? They're always praising your big heart. And that burnout, man, it feels real, doesn't it? It almost feels like a badge of honor. It's like proof that you're one of the good guys. But what we're going to explore here is the idea that maybe, just maybe, the root cause of that exhaustion isn't what you think it is. And this is really the question we have to ask ourselves. Are you helping from a place where your own cup is full? Or is there something else going on, a deeper motivation that maybe you haven't even looked at yet? So to really get this, we've got to look at the work of Carl Jung, and specifically his idea of the wounded healer. And what's so fascinating about this is how it totally flips the script on what we think of as compulsive helping. Does any of that sound familiar? See, this isn't just about someone who's kind. This describes a person whose whole sense of purpose, their entire identity, is wrapped up in fixing other people's problems. And right here, this is the gut punch. What Jung found over and over was that this intense drive to fix things wasn't really about being selfless. It was a strategy. It was a way for the helper to deal with their own stuff, their own pain that they hadn't resolved. I want you to really sit with that for a second and be honest. If all the drama just vanished, if everyone was suddenly fine, would there be a quiet, terrifying panic setting in? A fear that you don't have a purpose in their lives anymore? Okay, so this leads us to a really, really crucial distinction we have to make. We need to get super clear on the words we're using because we're about to draw a very sharp line between what genuine compassion looks like and a pattern of codependency. So here's how the cycle plays out. Your self-worth gets all tangled up in being the rescuer. So what do? You unconsciously surround yourself with people who need rescuing. And here's the darkest part. When they actually start to get better, it can feel threatening because if they don't need you anymore, your role is gone. And that can feel like a kind of death. And when you put them side by side, the difference is it's stark. Codependency is coming from a place of I'm not enough, right? It's a compulsive, almost frantic need to jump in. But real compassion, that comes from a place of fullness. It's smart. It knows when to help and when to just be there, trusting that the other person can actually navigate their own journey. This right here, this is the unconscious script. It's the little voice running on a loop in the back of the wounded healer's mind. It's this deep belief that your value isn't internal. It's totally dependent on how broken everyone else is. So here's the bottom line. All that constant firefighting, the drama, the emergencies, they're actually a super effective distraction. They keep you so busy putting out everyone else's fires that you never have to turn around and look at your own empty spaces, your own unresolved pain. And let's just be real for a second. We have this tendency to romanticize this kind of exhaustion, but think about it. If soaking up everyone else's pain was the path to wisdom, then the folks in the most traumatized professions would be enlightened masters. They're not. They're just incredibly burnt out. So what's the way out of this trap? Well, the solution is kind of radical. It's about learning the incredibly difficult and powerful art of sometimes doing absolutely nothing. This is the roadmap. It's about developing wisdom or discernment. It's about learning to actually trust that other people are on their own path and that their struggles might have a purpose you have no business interfering with. It's all about making sure that your desire to help is coming from a healthy, whole place, not from an old wound. And when you start walking this path, it leads you to a totally new way of being, a new goal. We can call it care without control. And I need to be really, really clear about this. This whole process is not about becoming cold or selfish or uncaring. It's the exact opposite. It's about learning how to care from a place of groundedness and wisdom, instead of from a place of anxious, compulsive fear. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. This process is hard. It can feel like a part of you is dying because, well, it is. That identity of the strong one, the helper, it served a purpose for a long time. Letting it go means you have to face that terrifying question, who am I without all this? But it's only by letting that old structure crumble that something more real, more authentic can finally grow. So what does this actually look like in real life? It looks like this. This becomes your new mantra. Someone comes to you with their problem and you just listen. You offer them your presence, you validate what they're going through by saying, wow, that sounds really hard. And then you stop. That's it. No solutions, no advice, no making it your project. You just hold the space for them. That is true, powerful compassion. So I'll leave you with that to think about. Where are you on this path? Are you still trying to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders? Or are you starting to learn that powerful art of offering presence instead of panicked solutions? Just recognizing the pattern is the first huge step. And the journey from there, well, that leads to a much healthier and more authentic way of connecting, both with yourself and with everyone else.